You're in your office meeting, you guys are having a nice time, you guys are engaging, the manager is giving the points or the daily routine or the weekly plan. You're there, you're busy on your phone. Maybe you paid attention or maybe you're not paying attention. To some extent, yes, some people are just looking at the boss and nodding their heads. Then eventually you're being told, so and so, what do you think about it? How do you feel about what I've just said? It gets you off guard. And the first thing that comes in your mind is you want to speak out. My name is Kunguru87. Join me for these few minutes as I take you through. So, talking at your workplace can be a trap. Sharing your ideas can be a trap. Let me just give you a small or a brief story of mine nowadays. I've come to a point that I agree with everything my seniors do. I agree with anything my managers do, the immediate manager, the directors, because it has reached a point where your peace of mind is very important. It has come to a point when someone tells you that an elephant can fly, I agree with them. Even if I know that the deal won't go through, personally nowadays what I do, I just keep quiet. And when they've reached the dead end of the blockade or a stone wall, they come back, now we can proceed. Remember, you might be talking out of conscience or because you want to help these people in one way or another, but unfortunately you're just digging your own grave. In the 48 laws of power, there's a law that says never outshine the master. So with these 5 key points, I want to take you through so that you might realize that talking sometimes at your workplace might end up being a trap. Now, why is it that when you're speaking it becomes a trap? You might end up creating some enemies that you don't know. For example, there are people who hate you because of how smart you are. There are people who hate you because how close you are to the boss. There are people who hate you because they've been envying, they've been wanting to be in the same position that you are. And last but not least, there are people who hate you because to some extent you are more wiser, you are more smart. There are those who hate you because of who you are. There are people who hate you because you're closer to the boss. The people who hate you because they've been wanting to be at that particular stage that you are, and the people hate you because you're so smart. Majorly, it comes to those people who feel threatened with your presence. Have you ever noticed that people feel threatened with your presence, either in your workplace, either in a meeting, because one or another, the boss or the director or your immediate boss, or even the CEOs will ask you, hey, so and so, what do you think about this? Because they want your input. Many a times, if you're not sure, just tell them you sleep over it and you'll come back to them. Do not put your card, your joker card, do not put your king and you've not known who the army is, who's leading this particular army. So another point is that you stop being predictable once you've already uttered those words, because they start placing you at some place. Yani, they don't know how to place you, so you stop being unpredictable to them. Many a time silence creates a lot of confusion to people because they don't know of what your next point is going to be, what you're going to talk about. But the very minute you utter your there's some instance, some people have even been labeled like politicians at their workplace. Some people have been labeled as lawyers. Some people have been labeled as Mr. or Mrs. Know-it-all, simply because they already put their joker first. They let their king out of the castle. So the opponents have already known who they're dealing with. And it is very dangerous once they point you at a particular place like, You'll find most of the time, even in meetings, if they are being called upon, they already know if you ask this person, definitely he'll object. I'm sure. You can put it in the comment section. There are people who've already, it's a predetermined question they've asked, knowing the answer, because they know very well that to some extent you'll end up even shifting or changing the course of the particular topic you guys are supposed to be discussing about. Another one is that distance replaces punishment. They'll start replacing your thoughts. If you're supposed to be going on a certain trip, they'll be like, no, let's not even include so and so, because to some extent they'll see the negative part of it. You know, in a previous video that I discussed about company politics, they already know maybe you not like it because to some extent you already know the gimmicks of that game. You already know the gimmicks of this particular business. So to some extent, they try to replace you. They try to put some distance with you because they know very well, this individual, they not like it. And you know, in a company, the people like doing wrong simply because it works for them, not because it's not working for everyone, but it works for them. It's like those people who interpret the law. They interpret the law to suit them, not to suit you. Another point, they start labeling you. It's very wrong once you're labeled. Don't talk to so and so. He usually has a negative opinion against everyone and everyone. And this one usually comes to those people who feel you are a threat to them. Threats or labeling do not come from people who are above you. Sorry, who are below you. It comes from people above because they feel threatened with their guts. So and so nowadays the boss likes him. So, no, Mr. Know It All, Mrs. Know It All. Don't tell them about this particular plan. Let the plan just find them flat foot. Many a times it can end up working to a disadvantage of you. So stop just talking in company meetings, in company gatherings, because you'll be labeled. I'm sure where you guys are working right now, each and every individual, mostly those who are in the senior most position or the management, they've got nicknames. It happens at my place. It doesn't. I don't know about your place, but I'm sure you can put on the comment section. I'm sure even in business areas, they've got nicknames, and these nicknames are usually associated with either someone else's character in a movie or it happened recently. They're those nicknames. Another point is that you become that person where, have you ever seen that you are an individual and people have got, apart from even giving you a nickname, they've placed you somewhere that when you're walking even into a particular place, even the people who don't know you already know you, but by what they've been told about you. They don't know you personally. Maybe it's a big organization, but you'll be hearing them whispering, is that so and so? Oh, this, that, oh, they use this name because, oh, by the way, they look that the perception is already inside their brains. That's the person who usually, that's the post, that's the snitch. I remember some other time when I went on another company I used to work. These people thought that the management or the director had brought me there to become a snitch for him. Because many a times I used to be very silent in the meeting. They were like, no, be very keen. But the mistake I made is that I released the king out of the castle. But nowadays, again, I've formed another trick. Just be silent. Agree with everything. So don't be placed into a position where even those people who don't know you personally have a perception. They just speak to you and they're like, oh my God, I'm talking to this person. This individual can end up even telling the boss. No. Ladies and gentlemen, people of the internet, learn always not to speak into these company meetings or you don't have to say everything at every given time. I know most of you have got the best of the best points in a particular meeting, in a particular gathering, in a particular conference call. Just maybe you guys are just chatting somewhere and you'll find many a times they keep on asking, what do you think? If you find every time they like asking you, what do you think? These people are trapping you so that it can be used even against you later on. See, so and so approved it. Many a times ask, what has so and so said? If they challenge you that question, also challenge them. What has so and so said? Because remember, peace of mind is very important. Peace at company politics is very important. Do not be behind. Do not be in the front line. Just be in the middle. Be someone who's just being seen but not to be heard. Do not let these people determine your next step. Why am I saying so? It really, really helps you. So, talking or speaking at your workplace can be a trap. And many of us do not usually recognize this trap. It's a trap that is, how can I say, you cannot see it with your naked eye, but you'll be trapped because most of the words that you use will and can be used against you. It's not in a court of law, but in future, many times it has been used. But you approved it. But the boss said that you guys are, this particular client. You told us when you're starting this particular business, this individual. So, many a times it's very dangerous when such things are being used again. Because you've already let the king out of the castle. By letting the king out of the castle, for lack of a better word, he's disposable to anything. These people already know the attack mechanism. Many times, just let your actions speak for itself. Make your silent speak for himself. For example, if you wanted to say like 10 points, say at least 3, remain with the 7. If you wanted to deliver a killer punch message, no, just give them a dose of it. A dose of it and let them find out the other one. In the 48 laws of power, go and check. Do not always let your best foot to become the first foot or your best foot front. Always let those people work for you and let your actions speak for themselves. More so if you know you're someone who's a performer, if you know you're someone who speaks and stands for the truth, if you know you're someone who's so skillful, if you know you're someone whose network is very broad and wide, and you've gone to work to a place where the people who are in management, they fear for you. They fear because they are a little bit threatened with you. Threatened doesn't mean that you sell more or your network is big. To some extent, they just fear. Your presence in that particular room just causes some jiggers or so causes some fear into them. Many a times, these people will start plotting harm against you, and you might end up being the one on the losing end. So without going too far, thank you very much for watching. Kindly subscribe, like this particular video, and also put it on in the comment section if any of these points has resonated with you. Thank you, and let's catch up in the next one. Peace.